There are places where crimes happen loudly, with screams, with chaos, with witnesses who never forget. And then, there are places where crimes happen quietly. Underground stations are like that. Thousands of people pass through them every day, believing they are anonymous, believing they are unseen. Cameras watch, trains arrive, trains leave, and everything appears to move forward. But sometimes, something is already there. A body that did not fall, a death that no one reacts to, a moment when the emergency light is already on, before anyone asks why. Tonight's story is not about a single murderer. It's not about a single victim. And it's not about justice in the way we usually understand it. This is a story about order, about silence, about how systems protect themselves by removing those who try to live. It's a story where witnesses exist, but no one screams. Where cameras fail, not by accident, but by design. And where the underground does not hide the truth, it absorbs it. You will hear familiar things: a platform, a train, a body on the tracks. But do not trust familiarity, because in this story the most dangerous detail is not what you see, it's what everyone else seems to already know. As you listen, pay attention to the times, the locations, the repeated phrases. Some of them are not clues, some of them are warnings. And when the story ends, you may feel that something is missing. That feeling is intentional, because the most unsettling crimes are not the ones that end, but the ones that continue quietly. You're listening to the Quiet Crime Room, a place for stories that do not shout, stories that do not rush, stories that stay with you after the sound fades. If you enjoy quiet crime, psychological mysteries, and stories that reward careful listening, we invite you to stay with us. Like the video, subscribe to the Quiet Crime Room, and wait with us for the next story, because some crimes are never announced. They're only noticed by those who are paying attention. Thank you for being here. Now, let's begin. Part 1. The body that arrived before the train. The underground station was almost empty. Not silent, never silent, but hollow, as if the sound itself had grown tired. Mara Allison stood near the third column on platform B, waiting for the last train of the night. She had learned not to stand near the edge, not because of fear, but because she liked to watch reflections in the tunnel glass. Faces arrived before people did. That night something else arrived first, a body. It was already there when she noticed it, not falling, not moving, already lying still between the rails. The strange thing wasn't that no one screamed. The strange thing was that someone had already turned the emergency light on. Mara looked around. 3 people remained on the platform. A man reading a folded newspaper he hadn't turned in 10 minutes. A woman standing too far from the edge, hands in her pockets. And a cleaner who wasn't cleaning anything. No one was reacting. That's when Mara understood this wasn't an accident. Part 2. The man who shouldn't have known. The train was delayed. Police arrived quickly, too quickly for that hour. A man in a dark coat spoke first, calm voice, professional posture. "Medical examiner," he said, without showing credentials. He knelt beside the corpse, didn't check the pulse, didn't check the eyes, just looked at the hands, then the shoes, then the throat. "This man was dead before he reached the tracks," he said. No one questioned him. Mara noticed something else. The man never looked surprised. When he stood, a small metallic object slipped from his coat and slid across the platform, stopping near Mara's foot. He noticed. She noticed that he noticed. Their eyes met. He smiled, not kindly. Then he walked away. Part 3. The corpse with no identity. The dead man had no wallet, no phone, no identification, no visible injuries, but his fingernails were clean, too clean, and his shoes were polished. Not the shoes of a man pushed onto tracks. The police called it unexplained death pending toxicology. Mara picked up the object. It was a locker key, stamped with a number, L17, and beneath it, engraved so faintly it was almost invisible, "Remember the order." Part 4. Locker 17. The station lockers were officially out of service, and officially no one checked them. Locker 17 opened easily. Inside, a notebook, a disposable phone, a photograph. The photograph showed the platform, the exact platform, taken from above, taken before the body appeared. On the back, written in black ink, "He arrives at 23:41. The time of death was 23:38. Someone had been waiting. Part 5. The second body was expected. 2 days later, another body was found. Different station, different line, same position, same polished shoes, same lack of identification. This time, witnesses claimed the man had been talking calmly to someone some moments before his death. No one could describe that person. Security footage was missing, not corrupted, not erased, removed. Mara realized something terrifying. The killer wasn't hiding. The killer was editing reality. Part 6. The pattern that doesn't move forward. All death occurred on platforms between 23:30 and 23:45, near cameras that later failed, with victims who had recently withdrawn large sums of cash, and every station had one thing in common: a maintenance corridor not shown on public maps. Mara entered one and found writing on the wall: "The order never changes." Part 7. The woman who was already there. In the third station, Mara met her, a woman in a grey coat, calm, watching. "You're early," the woman said. "For what?" Mara asked. "For understanding," she replied. The woman explained nothing, but she asked one question. "Do you know why no one screams?" Mara didn't answer. "Because," the woman continued, "everyone who sees it already knows something is wrong." Part 8. The corpse were messages. The dead men were not random. They were participants. Every victim had access to transport schedules, knowledge of civilian systems, training in logistics or data handling. They weren't victims, they were links, and someone was removing them in order. Part 9. The murderer is not one person. Mara finally understood the phrase, "Remember the order." This was not a killer, it was a system. Each participant knew one location, one time, one person before them. When someone tried to exit early, they became the body. Part 10. The last platform. The final death was scheduled. Mara knew where. She stood on the platform, waiting. This time she turned on the emergency light herself. The train approached. Someone stood beside her. "You figured it out," the voice said. Mara nodded. "And now?" the voice asked. She looked at the tracks. "At least now," she said, "someone will finally scream." The train arrived. Nobody was found, but the locker keys stopped appearing, and on the ground, in the stations, when no one looks too closely, the order continued. Before you leave, take a moment to think. Who do you believe controlled the order? A person or something larger? Was the body on the platform a victim or a message? And if the system needed silence to survive, what role do you think Mara truly played at the end? Share your theory in the comments, because in the quiet crime room, the story doesn't end when the narration stops. Thank you for spending this time with us in the quiet crime room. If this story stayed with you, sharing it with a friend is one of the best ways to help our channel grow. Your support allows us to keep telling quiet stories that deserve careful listening. If you haven't already, we invite you to like the video and subscribe for future stories. Until next time, thank you for listening and for being part of the silence.